I think Heavenly Father, our Father in heaven, Big Papa, is super smart. I think we all know he's super good and he's wonderful, and I just forget how smart he is. He's so efficient, and I think, and I could be wrong in even saying this, but I think he, in creation with the family, I think he made this giant metaphor of how we can learn how he loves us. And what I mean by that is I think growing up, I may be the only one, but growing up, I used to always wonder why my Father in heaven even loved me. Didn't deserve it, right? I also think he created the family for us to more fully understand um, righteous dominion, to understand a line of power and the reasoning for it, and for us to understand that reasoning. And that's why I think he's so smart, because he does it in this efficient way. He doesn't come down and go, okay, well, this is why we need to have righteous dominion, why someone needs to be uh, in charge, and someone below, and that's us. And instead, he gave us the family. And I think if we look to that, we can find that there are a lot of similarities. And so in our church, for example, we have a bishop, and under him, we have high priest quorum and elders quorum, and under them we have the children, or the rest of the ward. And above a bishop, we have a stake president, we have quorum of 70, and so in a family, we have parents who should be the head of the household. And then you have children. And that is that same line of organization, I think, and I could be way off in thinking this, but sometimes when you have older children, they become in charge whenever the two parents leave on a date or something, and then sometimes you set that dominion to a babysitter, and in ways that dominion is exercised. But we're able to more understand that love our Heavenly Father has for us when we have kids, because I think growing up, we always think, Dad, you just don't understand me. And sometimes our parents back away. And as parents, sometimes we back away, and we do understand, and our parents do understand everything that we're going through, and the reason they understand is because they literally were kids once, and as if you are a parent, parents, you were a child once, and that is why I think you fully understand what your kid is going through. But it's hard for that kid to grasp that concept, right? Because they only see a parent, they don't see the child, they only see the parent, and that's why the kid says, you just don't get it. And so you can just laugh. And I think at the same time, when we go through trials and tribulations, we kind of look, and even Jesus, when he's being crucified, we say, why have you forsaken me? You don't get it. It's hard. I can't make it. Like, our God doesn't understand what we can do. And he completely understands. And so I think if we can stay close to the gospel, if we can look to those examples to see how Heavenly Father practices his dominion over his children, we can more fully understand how to practice our parenting to our own children, and understand that power, that we have that righteous power, because we aren't to disrespect. Heavenly Father doesn't disrespect us. We shouldn't disrespect our children. Heavenly Father doesn't treat us like slaves. We're not. So, and I think that's interesting because, it kind of comes to like the different parenting styles, like with authoritarian or authoritative or permissive. He doesn't necessarily say, do this because I say so. I think there's a very authoritative style about him. He says, do this and you can be blessed, and this is why I say it, and this is the reason, and these commandments. And so I think if we more closely study how Heavenly Father parents his children on earth, we can better parent our kids as well.